Thirsty Bitches podcast where we talk about anything under the sun, from books to entertainment to self-help and even a little spice. I'm Victoria.
I'm Kiara.
And I'm Katalyn.
And today we're here to talk about some Star Wars because may the Force be with you all.
Literally, today is my day. It is my day. If you guys don't know, you need to know. I have been a Star Wars fan since I was an itty bitty child. I remember being taken to the theater to watch the second trilogy come out as they were coming out. Like, I love Star Wars. I love it. Chef's kiss.
I'll be on a plane this day, so
this is my shit.
I'm a very casual Star Wars fan. Like, I've seen the second trilogy and then the last trilogy, and then I've seen the vast majority of the first one, but I only remember bits and pieces because I was so young when I saw them. So.
No, it was chef's kiss, and we will talk about this as we get into the episode. I am not a fan of the most recent trilogy. I haven't even seen the last episode because I'm just like, I can't watch episode 9. I can't. I had a really hard time getting into it with so many people being killed off, but also like Debbie Reynolds passing away before, the second movie even came out. Like, it was so distressing to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I just didn't watch it. Also, the last one came out around like a really tumultuous time in my life. I had gone through a really bad breakup. My grandfather passed away. And so I just like couldn't get into seeing it. And I still haven't seen it because I see the spoilers and I know what happens at the end and I'm not happy about it. So why would I watch it? But
anyways,
we'll get into that.
Full spoiler warning for pretty much everything relating to
Star Wars. Literally anything. Movies, TV shows, Clone Wars, Daddy Pedro Pascal, everything. Everything. So be prepared. Be prepared. Before we get into that, we're going to jump into our Quenchable Moments. If you're new here, a Quenchable Moment is something happy or exciting that's happened to us over the last week or so that we want to share with each other and with you. So to kick us off, Victoria, what was your Quenchable Moment?
My Quenchable Moment has to do with bookbinding. So I have been following a creator called Hannah Bob for a long time. She was initially just a part of Book Talk as a general, and then she started showcasing that she was a part of the binding community, and she does have like separate socials for that specifically. But she recently just shared a bunch of updated typesets on her Patreon. She does have a Patreon that she showcases how to do certain things for bookbinding, but she does share all of her typesets for free. That's not something that she charges for. So I have been able to learn a lot from her, and I'm really excited to try some of these new typesets. So
that's so exciting. We know you love bookbinding. I love that it's like this hobby that you just like really leaned into.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. One of these days, I'll make sure to take a picture of all of my stuff to share on Instagram.
Around her.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'll share a picture on our stories.
I think while I'm home for Connor, I will go to my half-price bookstore and finally get those books sent out to you because it'll be after. So we're recording this before Easter, and if you grew up religious at all, like Catholic or Christian, you know that right now, like in between February and Easter, it's Lent, and you give things up for Lent. And so I gave up book buying. It's like the only thing I do like at all with my like religious past. I'm like, this is a good like hot thing to keep. Like, just don't spend money for this time frame, Kiara. So I like to give something up every year. And book buying was one of them. And so I have not been able to buy the rest of the Harry Potter set that I would like you to bind for me. But I will do it. I want those to go with the rest of my collection.
Yes.
But I love that.
I'm very excited.
That's exciting. I can't wait to see what you come up with next.
I know. I have many ideas.
I know you do.
I'm very excited.
Katalyn, what was your Quenchable Moment?
My Quenchable Moment is that my roommate and I went to the milk market twice during spring break. Her husband flew to California, and like I took him down there and brought him back. And
I'm so jealous.
The one day it was just me and her. I was like, let's go do this, and then we went to the tower cover, but that's a different story. And we went and stopped at one of the like bakeries in there. We got like mini donuts and like all kinds of good stuff. And then
I love
after we
donuts.
picked, they were like this big. They were so good. After we picked her husband up, it was the middle of the week, so we went back and it was a little closer to lunchtime. So we got lunch at the one diner looking place that does chicken. I don't know if you guys remember that place because it was kind of crazy busy when we were in there. It was really good. Had a lot of fun. Just wandering
Please.
around. Actually
I
getting
wish we could have experienced it the way
I know,
we
me
yeah,
too.
that drag show brunch bingo thing is every Sunday. Now I know this now. I know this. So
I think
Yeah.
I think for me too, like I had a really hard time just enjoying anything we did that day.
yeah,
So but I really
but yeah.
wish, like, it looked like it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we definitely have to go
Well,
back.
Yeah.
we all learned that Victoria cannot handle large spaces.
It was a lot. I think
But
you would have been fine if we had gotten there early enough to get a table and you were just like
Mhm.
seated in one spot the entire day. I think walking
Yeah.
around is what like overstimulated you.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I
It
got
definitely because we were there that Sunday and like we got there before the brunch, but it started getting like really busy when we were heading out.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. And now her and I really want to move to Denver, but that's a different story. So
You should.
I think you should move
Yeah.
to Seattle, but that's your own opinion.
anyways,
Kira thinks
So.
everyone should move to Seattle.
yeah.
I need all of my friends to move here, please. All of my
But I like my
listeners,
job.
too.
But I like my job
Everyone
here.
come.
I
visit
fortunately
me.
can work from anywhere.
I
Yeah.
know. Just pack up your sister and move to Seattle.
I'm pretty sure that there are laws against that, but okay.
When she's
Yeah.
old enough and she can make her own decisions, there's no laws against that.
Yeah, that's true. But anyways, Kira, what's your quenchable moment?
So my quenchable moment is another book arc, which is so exciting. When this episode comes out, it will not be an arc anymore. It will be out, so you guys definitely need to read it. This is book 2, and I think the last arc that I talked about was also book 2 to a series. This is book 2 to a series. It's called Beware the Blood by Rachel Sarin. Oh my fucking god, you guys. I got this first book, I think last spring or over the summer or something. It was insane. Like, oh my god. Like, there's so much that's going on, and y'all know I hate a cliffhanger. This cliffhanger fucked me up. Fucked me
And now
up.
you have the arc, though.
I have the arc. I'm like, Rachel, my girl, I need this. I need it. Like, what? And I'm so excited to start this. It comes out April 11th. If you haven't read the first book, it's called Behold the Sin. It's really interesting. It's basically like deals with the 7 deadly sins and like how they kind of have control over your world, and you have to like go through these challenges in the sins where it's so interesting. I kid you not. I was like, this is so different than anything I've ever read before. And I like really fell in love with it. The main character, our female main character, she is so strong and just like so phenomenal. I absolutely adore her. She goes into the sins to save her brother because she's like, no, he's still alive. Like, he's in there, he's still alive. You have to like make it through, and no one ever like makes it through. Oh my god, you have to read it. I'm so excited for the second one. I cannot wait. Like, silver lining to not having a job is being able to sit down all day and like read these books. So I'm gonna have to reread the first one just so like I know where I'm like starting at, and then get into this one. They're long. They're thick bitches, but they are so worth it. I highly, highly, highly recommend it to anyone who has been like wondering if they should read it. You need to. You really
We
do.
love a thick book.
We'd love a thick bitch. Rachel really hits you hard with these ones. My boy Jack. Love that man. Anyways,
Right.
that is my quenchable moment. It is
Exciting.
that book.
Awesome.
Yes.
I love that for
Sweet.
you. One of the other things that you love,
Yes.
Star Wars.
You're like, and to keep the train rolling.
Keep the joy going.
Listen, you guys. When we record episodes, you record them in batches, so you record a couple episodes a day. In the last 2 episodes, I really haven't had much to say because it was things that I have no interest in.
It's not that you don't have interest in the second thing that we recorded. It's just you haven't gotten to it.
It's my time to shine.
Yeah, I'll just be here because I've seen a movie. Maybe 2.
I can't.
Yeah.
Especially since everyone's into Pedro Pascal. I'm so surprised you haven't watched The Mandalorian yet. There's
Just
3
not my-
seasons.
I know.
Love that man.
Listen, I keep seeing this is like related but kind of unrelated. I keep seeing edits from The Mandalorian with the
Jasper?
the
Oh my
Jasper,
god.
Jasper and Grogu,
Jasper the
guys. If you are
doll.
not on Jasper the doll TikTok, you are not living. Like, you are. This is a thriving community.
I just have to
you
say,
cannot be
beautiful
sent
sunset.
Jasper. Jasper has to find you. You
It has
have
to find.
get to it organically.
yeah. The spitter one, my roommate quotes it every day, multiple times a day. There's a spitter.
I'm making a video.
What? The very first, I know this is going to be a massive tangent, but I have to talk about this. But the very first Jasper video that I saw, it was somebody stitching.
Stitch! Was it the girl or the dude?
Yeah, with the what? I'm making a video. I thought it was the girl who had stitched the doll, who had stitched Jasper. I thought it was her talking because she was so in sync with it.
No, she's so good.
Yeah.
She's so good. Oh my god. Jasper is...
Who is the little girl who lives in the plaza? What? I'm making a video! Anyways,
God.
that's what I keep seeing is Grogu with the Jasper voice.
Because it
does.
It's really funny.
It's a spitter.
It's a spitter.
Oh, where? By the popcorn? By the noodles. Anyways,
I've been seeing those, and then I've just been seeing all the edits of Pedro Pascal being like doing his interviews because obviously Mandalorian 3 just came out.
Hey, Daddy.
The Last of Us just came out, and he's just like, this is the why. This is the why.
He's like, I'm your daddy.
It's so
and I
funny.
love that he's like,
I'm your daddy.
The way that he like leans into everyone calling him like a daddy and a zaddy. He's like, I'm your daddy, and I'm just like, oh my god,
state of mind.
Yeah,
I absolutely adore this man. I think
I also love seeing the pictures that he takes with the cast of The Last of Us because he's always holding the girl's hand like an actual dad because that's the kind of relationship that they should have and not be like a creepy Leonardo DiCaprio situation. You know what I mean? So I think I love seeing him interact with like an actual child. Why does this man not have kids? I mean, if he doesn't want kids, then never mind.
Single.
I mean,
yeah.
Seriously, do you need help, sir? Anyway,
hit us up.
Anyways. Hi.
Yeah.
Anyways, Star Wars. There's been a lot of Star Wars news recently. We've had a couple of new shows. I started Andor, which came out in the fall. I have not finished it. I need to. Mandalorian 3 came out. And I kid you not, every time I get this edit on my TikTok, I start crying. And I really wish I can meet this actor because I need to let them know.
I know what you're getting ready to talk about. I have his name pulled up for that.
Yeah, I do too. As I said earlier, like I went and saw the second trilogy as they were coming out as a kid. And one of my absolute favorite characters was Jar Jar Binks. And everyone shit on me so hard for that. But I love Jar Jar because I was bullied a lot growing up. And because of like, I was just like weird and different. And Jar Jar like showed me that I can be weird and different, but also still be really important to the overall plot and everything. And just be like this great character. So I absolutely adored him. And I hated all the hate that Jar Jar still gets. And so every time I'm gonna start tearing up. Every time I see the edits this past week of Ahmed Best coming back in The Mandalorian and like kind of getting that redemption because he was so hated, it like really warms my heart. But I want him to know, like I need to tell him that like he helped me so much as a child with the character that he gets so much hate on. Like although he gets hate, like there are still people and like listeners out there who just really loved him and loved that character. Right, Olive?
Yeah. It is a shame that he was treated the way that he was because it's instances like that showcase the fact that people need to be able to separate the art from the artist because he was doing his job. Yeah. He was playing the character that he was supposed to play. And there's absolutely no reason on this planet that anybody should have been treating him the way that they were treating him. And it's just a shame because, you know, he talked about at one point how he had trigger warning, considered committing suicide because of how bad the hate was.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm glad that he was able to come back to a franchise, especially after how poorly the fandom of said franchise had treated him.
Yeah, the way that he was like, yes, I will come back. I'm just like if
Mhm.
I was him, I would have been like, no, I'm never stepping back into a role in Star Wars ever again. But to
Mhm.
be like, I want to keep going, just shows the kind of person he is and his character, and the fact that they like gave him such like a powerful place
Mhm.
in this show. Man, it gets me
Yeah.
emotional.
He did a great job. He looks fantastic, and
I think,
I'm very glad
yeah,
for him. Yeah.
I absolutely adore him. I adore Jar Jar, and y'all can shit on me all you want. I have always and will always love Jar Jar Banks.
Mhm.
Um, everyone's like, he's stupid, like the character like made no sense, and I'm just like, the character was comedic relief, which is what we need, like especially in the first movie when we have like so much turmoil happening to a literal child.
Mhm.
Like Jar Jar was there for Anakin as a kid. Like I don't like what is not clicking in your head.
Mhm.
I get so passionate about
Yeah.
this.
I was always indifferent to Jar Jar. Like I
Mhm.
never he wasn't for me, and that's fine. But I never understood why people were like,
Mhm.
you know, you need to chill out. It just makes me think of that interview that Freddie Prinze Jr. did where he went on like full rampage mode about all of the Star Wars franchises. He like if I can find the interview, I'll make sure to send it to you. But it was very on point. He was
Mhm.
explaining to people, you know, like not every trilogy is for your generation. It's for each generation that's at that age when they come
Mhm.
out. So
And I think that's like an important thing. Like I didn't like this newest trilogy, as I've
mhm,
said. Obviously there were a lot of aspects I loved about it. Like I loved being able to see the OG3 again. Like
mhm,
Han and Leia and Luke, like just seeing them again on screen was just like so heartwarming because it had been so long since they had been a part of the series.
mhm.
But then they had to fucking go and do that shit to Han Solo in the first movie. I'm just like, huh, I'm done. What? No,
Mhm.
absolutely not.
That,
You're gonna.
that was the line.
Yeah, which I
I'm like,
understand. It makes sense for me because of the character arc with Ben,
no.
but I understand why diehard fans of
What was worse than Han Solo just like falling right there? It was Chewbacca screaming. I'm like,
yeah,
not Chewie.
that's
No,
fair.
no.
That'd be heartbreaking.
It
Literally
was
so
heartbreaking.
heartbreaking. So
It
fucking
was.
heartbreaking.
I
I was like, I
acknowledge
can't
that.
do this. I can't
Yeah.
do it. Like Luke
No, I get
made sense at the end of the second one.
it.
Han made no sense.
I mean, it does with the character arc from with Ben Solo slash Kylo Ren. It makes sense for that character journey. To you as a
I hate
fan,
it.
no, it does not.
And like, you know, I had a lot of hope going into this new trilogy, and you know, I personally I felt like I was let down, which is fine. Like again, it's not for everyone. Like the second trilogy, early 2000s, like that's my trilogy. Like, it's the one I watched as a child. You know, it
Hmm.
as much as everyone like really hates, like that's like the most hated trilogy for a lot of people. It's like that is my favorite one because one, Hayden Christensen,
Hmm.
two, Ewan McGregor,
Yeah, another
bitch.
person who should not have gotten the hate that he did. Hayden was like in his teens or his very early
I
20s.
absolutely, oh my god. Okay, we're gonna take a moment. We are gonna talk about a new show that came out this past year as well. Han Solo, not Han Solo, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. I was
Bro,
like,
Obi-Wan.
what are you
I was
talking
like,
about?
still
wait.
on the Han Solo train.
I mean,
One, okay,
the
solo
solo
movie,
movie came out,
Chef's
but
Kiss, so good. Obi-Wan Kenobi show is one of my absolute favorite shows that has come out
yeah, it was really good.
overall. I think it was really well done.
Hmm.
I love the arc that we saw between Obi-Wan and Anakin. And I
Hmm.
absolutely when I found out that Hayden Christensen was coming back to play um Darth Vader, I literally screamed.
Hmm.
I fucking love this man so
Hmm.
much. I have watched almost every single thing that he's been in because I'm just like, I'm obsessed. Hayden Christensen, You can get my number anytime you want. You just let me know.
Man.
Hit me
I'm
up on
trying to think back on
Instagram.
what the name of the first movie I ever saw him in was. I think it was Life is a House.
Yeah, I think
Anyways, that's a
what it
sidebar.
but like just to see them back, and then to see like in the show like them having like specifically Obi having like the flashbacks of working with Anakin as when Anakin was like the Padawan, and I'm just like, it got me so emotional every time they did that, because I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And just like the love and protection that he had, like Obi-Wan had over Luke and Leia, even as children. Like that's like one of my favorite things, like this show and the Rogue One movie, is you're kind of getting that like in between, that like those connecting pieces between the first trilogy and the second trilogy that are like, you know, flip-flop time-wise, but like
Yeah.
you're getting that connection, which I absolutely adore, because like you have them as adults and then you see, you know, their parents as, you know, before they were born, and it's just like you get confused, but to see that connecting pathway was so great. And this is a spoiler, so if you haven't seen Obi-Wan Kenobi, like obviously you came into this and we were going to do spoilers. To see Qui-Gon come back at the, I was like, I'm gonna fucking cry. Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
I was like, because he kept
Katalyn's like, I have no idea who that is.
I don't know who this is. I know who Liam Neeson
Qui-Gon
is.
is Obi-Wan's teacher, master.
Okay, thanks.
It's Liam
and
Neeson.
he, so
I knew that name.
Qui-Gon dies in the first movie by my favorite Sith Lord, Darth Maul. I love Darth Maul. He's spicy. I love him. Mwah, chef's kiss.
He looks like a demon.
He has like a red and black face with like horns. Like I fucking love him. He his like lightsaber is like double sided.
I feel like Kiara needs to have a diagram with pictures.
She needs to be like guy with like the board and
with like the red string. Yeah. So Darth Maul kills Qui-Gon in the first film, and Qui-Gon was the one that was going to be the one to train Anakin in the beginning. Like he was like, I'm going to take Anakin, because technically Obi-Wan was still being trained by Qui-Gon, and then he dies. And then Obi-Wan's just like, Qui-Gon believed, so I'm going to take over and I'm going to train Anakin. And because of what happens at the end of episode 3, when Anakin goes to the dark side, you know, Obi-Wan he takes it on himself. He's like, it's my fault. Like, I did this wrong. I didn't train. I was not the right person for this. Like, Qui-Gon should have been here to do this. Like, oh my God, like I fucked up. And it's something that he's always carried with himself. And then you get this moment in the show at the very end, and the entire time during the show he's like trying, like he was told, he's like, talk to him, like reach out into the force, like talk to him. Never got any response. And then ultimately at the very end, Qui-Gon comes back and like he's there, and he's just like, you're doing your best, like keep going,
you're doing great, sweetie.
You're doing great, sweetie. Because ultimately, like if you've seen the original trilogy, you know at the very end of episode 6, Darth Vader ultimately helps Luke in the end. You know, he works with his son, and he stops, you know, the Sith in the Empire. And so it kind of like, it pulls back to that initial, like, Anakin is the chosen one. Although he had to go through all of this stuff, and we had to see like so much turmoil, you know, Padme died, the kids were separated, they were in hiding for so long. Sad. You still get that ultimate, like, Anakin Skywalker came back in the end. Like, he was still somewhere in there. Like, in the show, Darth Vader tells Obi-Wan that he killed Anakin. Like, Darth Vader himself, he's like, you didn't kill Anakin, I did. But ultimately, Anakin is still there at the very end in episode 6. And, you know, Obi-Wan, like, he did his job. And I think it's so great to see, like, Qui-Gon come in and, like, I loved the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I really did.
It was really good.
I love Ewan McGregor. I really hope they do a second season. Like, I want it.
I don't know. That would be interesting. Personally, Disney. I've enjoyed the offshoot projects a lot more than like the original series. I did like the newer 3, but again, I'm more of a casual fan, so I don't like have as much knowledge about like the lore and the universe and all of that. So some of it is not as impactful for me.
And I think what I've been loving about like The Mandalorian is that you're getting all of these characters that we initially would only see in the animated Clone Wars, but you're finally
Yeah,
kind of
I've seen the clips of some of them, and that's really
but
cool.
you're finally seeing them like in the flesh, and a lot of the times they are the characters themselves are the voice actors for the people in the Clone Wars like animated versions. So I think it's really interesting to see. I love like because I've always wanted to see them like in the flesh, and so it gets me so excited to kind of just like see all that stuff.
That was
I love
another
it.
Jasper clip that I got was with Ashoka.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, God. But yeah, I definitely like this side projects a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
because I like seeing things outside of like those high intensity like the entire universe depends on this storyline situations. Like I really liked Rogue One. I thought that was a really good movie.
I tell people all the time if they've never seen any Star Wars film and they want one to get into, I'm like the very first one you should watch is Rogue One. I think it is one of the best movies in the entire franchise. That I think it was done really well. And it's not a happy ending
No,
at all.
by any means. I was
Spoiler, if you
not
haven't seen it,
expecting that.
everyone dies at the end. So
Oh, perfect.
it's but it connects beautifully into the beginning of episode 4. Like literally they took the beginning of episode 4 and like punched it into the end of Rogue One. Like it is like that connecting base. And so I absolutely adored it. It's what I tell everyone to watch. Like it is one of my favorite movies in the entire franchise. I rewatched it so many times. So like obviously I love the original storylines. How could you not if you're a Star Wars fan? But I think, you know, the entire universe is so interesting, and to finally get those pieces of it and to learn more is like the fun part. Because the galaxy is vast. It's absolutely vast. And so kind of to see everything together it's really nice.
Yeah. I think that's part of why I have gravitated towards fan fiction. Like beyond the pairing, which I know Kiara hates. Part of the
Listen,
reason why
I'm gonna say this right here. I am not a Rylo fan. I will never be a Rylo fan, but Victoria is.
Yeah.
And she likes to
Which
remind me
I
of
feel
this.
like the reason why you're not a Raylo fan is just because you don't like Adam Driver.
No, I love Adam Driver. Like, I don't think I definitely am not like a oh my god, Adam Driver is like so sexy, so cute. Like, oh my god, I love him. I think he's a really great actor. I think he does really well in the roles that he is given. I think he's really funny. I had other aspirations for Ray. So
Has even crossed.
I really wanted her to I'm sorry, I really wanted her to be with Poe. I really did.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were probably a Poe or a Finn
I am
girl.
a Poe girly for sure. So
yeah, but they're a dyad. They're a dyad in the Force, so obviously, I never questioned it. But part of the reason why I like the specific fanfic author that I've kind of gravitated to, her fanfic author name is Disasterisms. She is a true Star Wars fan. Like at the end of every chapter, she has like annotated notes, like
I love
links to the wikis, like explanation of who is what, like what system this is. I'm like, this is way more information than I ever needed, but thank you for providing it. Like she goes in depth. And honestly, if you weren't a Rylo hater, I think you would really like them because she is that thorough. She is that good of an author. She is so thorough within the universe. The one that I'm reading right now, actually, no, I can't talk about that one. But the one that I initially read, I'll explain it to you later. The one that I initially read is the duology that she's most known for, which is like Gun Gods into Kingdom Come. It's the storyline if Ben hadn't left when he did, and they found Rey earlier, so Rey became a Padawan at Luke's academy, and shows that he stayed longer.
I also like wanted more when it came to like Rey's lineage.
Yeah, that's fair.
They could have done so much with that.
Mm-hmm.
Pisses me off.
But yeah, with that duology, like you see so much more of the universe. You see so much more from characters that I had like no idea who they even were. You get so much more out of their character arcs. Han doesn't die. It's just a lot more. There's so much more involved, and it's just
Listen,
so rich, and there's so much to work with. So
I will never forgive them for killing off Han Solo.
yeah.
Ever.
But yeah, I think honestly, if there was one universe where I think you should get into fan fiction, it's the Star Wars universe, because there's so much material to work with, and it doesn't even have to be like a ship based thing. You could just read for the sake of reading, because they retcon their own stuff all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe one
But
day.
you're like, fanfic isn't for me. You could find Rey and Poe fanfic. I would do that for you.
That's what I need. That's what I need, honestly.
There's a lot out there for any fandom.
Everybody out here being like, Hermione and Draco should have been together, and I'm like, Poe and Rey! Poe and Rey, come on! It was right there!
I mean, we're all a fan of Oscar Isaac, so...
I literally... The fact that Oscar Isaac and Pedro Pascal are both in that universe, and I think they're both going to be in Marvel Universe together. That's what I'm hearing with Pedro. Like...
Pedro hasn't said anything, though.
No, but there's been, like, rumors going around that he's probably going to be pulled into the Marvel Universe, and I love that. I love it. They need to. They need to have them together. Pedro and Isaac. I love them together.
They love each other. I think they love each other more than we love them together.
I know. They love each other so much. But
yeah, Star Wars. Star Wars, it's something. It's massive. There's a lot. There's no
Who's your
shortage.
favorite character?
Victoria. My favorite character? Oh gosh. Honestly, I really like C3PO. I love how neurotic he is.
Yeah.
That's a good character.
I think he's so unintentionally funny.
The arguments between him and R2D2.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know what you're saying, but this is funny.
Like, I'm only getting one side of this.
Yeah, and obviously I love BB-8.
Oh, everyone does.
I really like seeing Finn's journey. Which
that's another thing.
Sad that you won't finish it, because
in the first movie, I was like, "Oh, Finn and Rey are gonna be together," and then Poe came in. I'm like, "Nope, Poe."
Okay, but Finn and Poe.
No.
If you would watch the last one, you would understand that. Anyways. Yeah, I really love. I like Finn a lot. I like Rose and Paige Tycho. I think, is it Tycho or Tico?
I think it's Tycho.
I just liked them. I thought they were really good. But yeah, C3PO is probably my favorite character. I just really like him because he's neurotic and unintentionally funny.
Katalyn, from the one episode you've seen.
My favorite character?
Yes.
Can I just say my favorite character is Grogu because I love the TikToks?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, that's who it is.
That one's allowed.
And my coworker has all of it. I'll have to send you guys a picture of her showing.
Definitely allowed.
It's gonna be great. Yeah.
All right, what about you then, Kiara?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go OG. My OG, not like OG. If I had to go OG, it would probably be Chewbacca, because I love Chewbacca.
Oh yeah.
But Obi-Wan from the beginning. I mean, I guess Obi-Wan was in the OG as well, but specifically Ewan McGregor. Yeah, specifically Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan. I've always loved him. Hello there. Like, I like his one-liners.
This is a democracy.
Gosh, who else?
You were the chosen one. I just love that whole monologue. It as intense as that whole fight scene was, it never fails to crack me up when Anakin goes to jump over him and he just like whips around and then chops his legs off. I'm like, and then he just like flops.
Yeah.
Oh god, I know that was like a torturous moment for him, but it's really funny watching.
And of course, Darth Maul, love him. Jar Jar, love him. God, I think we've gotten a lot of I love the Mandalorian. I've been absolutely loving him. I think it's a really great character. Boba Fett, Boba Fett's a really, really unique character as well. I love that we're getting that kind of the backstory of him as well. So, yeah, I want to go watch all the stuff now.
Do it.
You got the time.
Do it.
Just a side note, May 4th is actually also my dog Anjay's birthday. So the one that we just lost in August.
Aww.
So my little Star Wars baby.
You take the whole day and watch all the Star Wars things.
I know, on May 4th. I probably will.
Sounds like fun.
All of it.
For all of you out there, let us know who your favorite Star Wars character is. If you are into the franchise or not. Let us know who your favorite ship is and why it's Rylo and why I'm right.
No.
Shots fired.
Also, are you a Star Wars fan or a Star Trek fan?
Oh. Also a casual Star Trek fan. That is also a very deep.
Yeah, Star Trek is just too much to get into. Oh my god. I should have started when I was younger and I never did. So
it's massive. But yeah, let us know. You can hit us up on our Instagram at Thirsty Bitches Podcast, or you can email us at tbp.staythirsty@gmail.com. We also can chat with you in our Discord server, so make sure to join us over there. Or you can comment on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple, or any other platform that we stream on. Let us know how you feel. But for now, Kiara, will you take us out with an affirmation?
I will. So today's affirmation is, I am worthy of so much love. I am experiencing it now, and I am adored. Thank you for the love in my life.
Aww.
Yep. Thank you.
I thought you were going to do it, so I was going to do it.
Aww.
But I had to. That one was really cute.
You're welcome. Again, these are the ones from my journal that I write all the time on. So,
well, thank you all so much for joining us. Make sure to tune in on Tasty Tuesdays and Thirsty Thursdays for all the episodes. And be sure to subscribe and follow our socials listed in the description. Please make sure you like, rate, and leave a review for the podcast to help boost us across platforms. It helps more than you know. Have a lovely day. And remember, stay thirsty, bitches.